You are listening to the G Code Podcast Wellness interview with Anderson. And as usual, we're talking about mental health awareness. And so, without further ado, Anderson, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good. I can't complain too much,
That's what's up.
Just yeah.
And so, let the people know, what you do, and who are you?
All right. So I'm an author, hip hop artist, songwriter, poet, an event coordinator. Those are pretty much like a man who wears many hats in the entertainment industry. As far as that's concerned, that's pretty much what I do. I'm a songwriter.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay. And so, again, we're talking about mental health awareness. And so, I'm going to jump right into it. So, when did you realize that you were suffering from any type of mental disorder or position issue? I hate to say disorder, but I'm trying to find another word for it. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. So, right before I turned 33, I suffered I started suffering from severe anxiety, like panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and they were just it was awful. Like it was awful. It felt like a heart attack essentially. I was hyperventilating. My hands and feet and toes and stuff were clenching up, and it was pain, chest and pain in my chest and all of that in my heart. All of it really felt like a heart attack. And so,
and that was an anxiety attack.
Yeah, and I had no idea that while that was happening, I was thinking that it was a heart attack. I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna see 33.
Right.
This is right before my birthday, right like a week before my birthday, and then I go to the doctor or whatnot, and they're like, yeah, bro, your heart is fine. All of that. It was a panic attack. You had an anxiety attack, and it persisted. But now I've found pretty much remedies to whenever they come about. I pretty much know how to deal with them.
Okay. Well, what were you doing in your life when this happened to cause this severe attack, anxiety?
To be honest, when the anxiety attacks happen and they're severe or whatnot, they're usually when I'm at rest. I couldn't necessarily pinpoint exactly what it is that were the root issue or the root cause. You know what I'm saying? The only thing as of now that I can say that has truly changed from the very first anxiety attack till now is that I've stopped drinking, and I haven't had one that was absolutely severe since then. But I'm not 100% sure if that was the root cause of all of my anxiety in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So it is to be determined.
Right, because it's a healing process. How did you respond or react when you found out that this was anxiety? Was it like, is just anxiety, or I didn't know anxiety can do that? How did you respond?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's an odd feeling thinking that first initially that you're gonna die,
right?
And then for them to look at you like, oh, it's just a panic attack. It was kind of like how they brushed it off on me, and then didn't follow up as far as having me seeing psychiatric help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, they just gave me some kind of drug or whatever, and then sent me on my way. And every time that I went to the hospital afterwards, in lieu of because of that, they've done the same thing. They've never given me anything else after that. Or
no type of holistic.
Nah, none of it. So all of the remedies that I had were due to self research, and just seeing trial and error on what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, where did you go for help? Like, did you ever reach out to a counselor or a therapist?
You know, no, and I know that it's such a stigma and it's taboo and it's like almost shunned to seek
Yeah.
help, to seek therapy. But though I haven't seeked therapy
Mm-hmm.
in any type of way, I do implore us, especially us as Black people, to like kill that stigma and kill that frame of mind to where you think it's not okay, or that to go to therapy. It is absolutely okay for you to
Right.
seek mental health and seek help through therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of our trauma as Black people, we suffer through a lot of trauma, a lot more than others, and we're just kind of like callous to it, I think, and think that this is like
Normal.
That's the way it's supposed to be. But when you're able to convey all of those feelings with somebody who understands, like another Black psychiatrist,
Right.
then I think that
I believe in that.
stated,
Matching up your psychiatrist with your culture. That's important.
Absolutely, it is very important, because that person empathizes with you. That your therapist would definitely empathize and understand on a higher level that what it is that you're going through initially, just off the bat. Like, okay, there's that camaraderie. But
Right.
like all of how I just YouTube and literal trial and error, I ran across the doctors, the show Doctors, on YouTube. And they were talking about it, and they were doing like certain remedies, and I just adopted those. And my dad also came with some things that actually work too, like for instance, lemon juice. Lemon juice actually works.
Okay, let me write this down. Lemon juice.
Mm-hmm. To either bite into a lemon or just squeeze lemon juice into your mouth, that does something with the chemicals in your brain, to where it I guess it distracts you. I guess, I don't know, and it like cancels out my panic attacks, as far as I'm.
Okay.
It has always worked for me.
Now, do you just like bite into the lemon, or you like squeeze it?
You can do either or, as long as you get lemon juice inside of your mouth. That is the goal. You know what I'm saying? The guy on the video though actually did bite into the lemon though, which was kind of nuts. I was like, oh, okay.
That's what I was picturing in my head, just like biting right into it.
Yeah, he peeling all, like he was a savage for that. I was like, okay, and I live in a urban area, so it's not easy for us to find fresh fruit. So I was like, I gotta go to the liquor store and get lemon squeeze, and actually lemon squeeze actually works also. So,
okay. Alternative. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well,
now I found a few trees out here. I know I can pick.
That's what's up, right? Because a lot of people have them in their backyards. Their front yards. Out there in the bay, at the streets paved with gold.
Straight up. Yeah, these streets will give you everything you need.
Right. So, what type of self-help did you do to help you through your hard times mentally? Like, I know you just shared some things with the lemon juice, and what other type of things did you do?
Well, a lot of the common misconception, what I would try to do initially would be self-medicate, and sometimes that didn't work.
And that's smoking marijuana.
Yeah, the more powerful the weed, sometimes and me mixing it with with alcohol and so on and so forth. The more powerful the THC, I was like, am I too high? So, but so weed doesn't always usually help,
Right.
But I do know that there are
you have to learn about the different grades and what's good for you.
Exactly.
And that's the point of going to the doctor to get that card, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, if there is an actual medical problem with you, I would definitely, and you know that will help. I would definitely tell you to go and seek a doctor, and they'll definitely let you know that these are the kinds of strains
that's good for you.
That you should, that's good for you for sure.
See,
but I do this recreationally. I smoke weed for the fun of it.
Right.
Now, not just to medicate. Like I want to smoke regardless, but outside of that, like actual remedies beyond the lemon is like there's a thing called earthing where you take your socks and shoes off and you just go into grass and and gaze in the sun.
Okay.
That helps. Putting your face in ice cold water, putting your hands and face in ice cold water slows your heart rate and helps with the hyperventilation and panic attacks like that.
Okay.
And also what was the other one? There's a self touch type of remedy where you touch from under your elbows with both of your arms under your elbows and glide your hands across your arms all the way into your fingertips. That's another remedy that helps.
Okay. I'm writing this stuff down to make sure that we the people get these good tips. Go ahead.
Yeah, the one that worked the most for me was the lemon juice. Though it was the fastest. It worked. It was like pretty much instant.
Okay.
Like taking a walk and earthing and all of that. Like that takes like real like concentration. It usually would take like you excusing yourself. Or
like a meditative walk.
And getting into a quiet place or just getting into some type of comfort zone. Like sometimes I skateboard, and I know it seems antithetical to skate while you're hyperventilating, but it's kind of like my little black boy joy. It's my innocent joy.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a sense of peace. So whenever I was suffering from a panic attack, one of the first things I would do is skateboard to the liquor store. But skateboarding would help ease my anxiety. It's kind of a freeing experience just doing it naturally. So it definitely helps when I'm feeling like that.
For sure, I agree. I feel like that when I'm dancing.
Hey, twerk it out, man.
Hey, it's not just twerking. It's like literally, dancing and just being in the moment and not letting whatever is stressing you out bother you, and just like letting yourself free. So I definitely feel that with the skateboarding, I can that's how I would take out my anxiety. It's like I'll go do something and like physically to make me creative, and that's dancing for me.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what's up. So what would you say to someone else who is suffering from the same thing as you? What kind of advice would you give?
Well, essentially, I tell them, first let's go ahead and get that SSI check. You feel me?
Keep it 100.
The fastest way to that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I'm gonna take a note on that too.
and are we going through something? You feel me?
Okay.
And it's major, but we actually are though. Like
that is true. That is true. Not trying to pimp the government, but that is true.
Yes. Hey man, I'm not mad at free money. Swipe it. EBT, swipe it. It is free. Thank you. You feel me? Don't be mad at me.
I'm not mad at you at all. So you tell the people to go ahead and just apply for that check.
Yep. Get that diagnosis. Because what they'll essentially
get diagnosed.
Probably do. Yeah. What they'll probably do is they'll try to get you on some type of antidepressants, and I don't think that they like piss check you for you not taking your antidepressants. I wouldn't suggest honestly taking antidepressants unless you feel like you really do need these antidepressants because of the like how they chemically fuck with your mess with your brain,
right?
And some people don't come back from that. So I would just say get the diagnosis and then just seek therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And if those aren't options for you, you know what I'm saying, if the stigma or the is too much for you, then try out those remedies that that I laid out before. Because lemon juice definitely helps, and I would just also like if they don't want to talk to a professional, like just be a good friend. Have good people around you that will listen to you. That you can feel comfortable speaking with, because it could just be some underlying problem, and no one knows you better than your friends and your family.
Right.
So
talk therapy.
Yeah, man.
That
Not
works.
too long ago, it was crazy. I was talking to someone who a little younger than me, had a very similar story, and just the way that we were like speaking to each other, we were the same sign and everything. It was just like I'm speaking to a younger me, and he's listening to to an older him, and just trading our stories back and forth, like that. That within itself was as he explained to me was just as equal as going to a therapist.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
the power of your friends.
Right. Now, so what do you do? What do you plan on doing from this day forth to maintain a healthy mental stability, being that you are this artist and you out here, writing music and things like that? Does that all help you with the anxieties, or does it take away from your ability to create?
I'm very blessed to be in a position to where I know that I have this talent, that I can vent and express myself in such a way. It's a blessing and I'm very overjoyed and grateful that I do have that vent, that release, and I do implore everyone to search within themselves to find some type of innocent and healthy release, and vent, to be able to get through some of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, painting isn't gonna hurt anybody unless usually 9 times out of 10, unless you paint like an image of what you think Allah looks like or something. I wouldn't suggest that.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably beat you up for that.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
But outside of that, or just find your black boy, black girl, find your black girl magic, find your black boy joy, and stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Stick to it. Mine just so happens to be music and writing and poetry, and they say writers are usually depressed, which is very true. This is where the material comes from, but
that's to be debated. That's to be debated, but that's not the conversation.
Hey, you have to be some kind of crazy to come up with these scenarios.
I would definitely agree with that.
So, embrace it is basically what I'm saying. Embrace your weird.
There you go. Embrace your weird.
Yes, embrace your uniqueness, and know that you're one of 7 billion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're one of one.
That's it. That's it. And so, is there anything else you would like to share? I know you got a book and some music out. Is there anything you want to let the people know you got going on?
Yes. I have some projects in the works. I have this project that I'm calling "Smoking My Father's Roaches." You feel me? Smoking My Father's Roaches coming soon.
Is that a book or is that an album?
Nah, it's it's gonna be a small little EP. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting together right now. I'm thinking of a true release maybe in the summer.
Okay.
Second, third quarter, something like that.
Definitely keep in touch.
But yes. So I'm doing that, and I'm also in the works of writing my next poetry book and a fiction book. In regards to it's like a few loose stories from my that my family used to tell me about, their days in Mobile, Alabama. There was a lot of craziness going on, and I grew up with these certain stories, these certain, these Negro ghost stories and voodoo, black magic type, there was that going on along with some other things. You gotta get the book when I'm done. You got to get the book to get the details. But
Sounds
I'm working
interesting.
on those. Those 3 projects are upcoming, and what's available now is I can be found. My book, Life is Shade Darker, by Clean Ryman. My stage name, Clean Ryman, can be found on Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. My music is Googleable. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, all of that good stuff. Search out Clean Ryman, KleanRyhmen, Clean Ryman, and yeah, man, those are all of my things, man.
That's what's up, and I'm gonna put that information in the description. You know what I'm saying, so people can just click the link. And so with that, I do appreciate your time, Edison, for sharing, your experience with us today and giving us these holistic tips, to use. I'm definitely going to try some because I get stressed out a little bit myself. So I'm going to try definitely that lemon thing.
I see. I'm sorry, I'm smoking. Using my medicine, excuse me.
Okay. All good, all good.
Yeah, but definitely, and I appreciate you putting me in the position to have the opportunity to speak on these things. I'm grateful for this platform, and I'm really proud of what you're doing, getting the word out there, and just opening people up to getting being open to mental awareness, mental health awareness. So
absolutely. Yep, because what's understood don't need to be explained, man. That's for sure. The more you know, the more you can grow, and we all can become better as a community. I found out, I just realized that instead of me being a person of gossip and talking all this slander, I just realized that people got problems. Like that's a mental issue. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I took it upon myself to make mental health awareness, my business, to share it with people, to be aware that, when people going through things, it's something inside internally, not just physically of what you're seeing, but it's something deeper than that. So, so I do appreciate your kind words. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I appreciate your time, your experience, and you being just amazing at what you do. And so, so with that, we're going to end this show and close it out. That's it.
All right.